You do this every day? Yeah. Why? Because I love it.
And we are back. Another day, another nickel. So, I think where I left off a couple of days ago was doing this patch here that I'm very happy with. Anyways, yesterday I didn't do too much filming, but I did the mirror image patch on this side. It was smaller in size, much easier. Lots of practice from the other one, but another one that turned out quite well. Patched the terrible hole that was there, that was patched from the inside years ago, I would say. It's old school bodywork. As you can see by the burn marks, I had to shrink the panel a little bit. It was oil canned. And same with this spot up here. It had two square patches, and they must have just welded it solid because the warpage in that area was just terrible. It actually oil canned. I have video of that also. I'll post that later on, following this one, I guess. What else did I do? Oh, the deck lid, the trunk lid. That was pinned right up against this rear panel. So what I did was, where the bolts go through, I oval shaped them, egg shaped them. So I can slide this back a little bit, which made the gap way better. This side was down quite a ways, maybe 3/16 of an inch. Anyways, what was happening was I knew right away looking at it, this was so oil canned that it was sunk down in this spot here, up and high in this spot. So I did some shrinking, did some hammer and dolly work before I put this patch in. Not a bad patch job, eh? And that in return brought this hinge up, which brought this up level. It worked out perfect. It's almost like I've done this before. What else do we do? I'm going to hold off in the back. I want to... the customer has fiberglass fenders. I want to try them on first and see if I have to drop the rear down more to match the fenders themselves. So I have to wait to get them before I do that complete patch panel. Take away these two and make one solid one, and reshape it too, because I mean it doesn't match up to the deck lid very well at all. So I'm going to hold off on that. Last night before I went in the house, it was getting pretty late, but I cut the center of the roof out. The problematic center that I touched on at the first of this makeshift video series. Anyways, it was a little bit of work to get out, and just as I suspected, this side is drawn down terribly. It's sucked down just from the fabrication. I mean, it was done old school. It was probably welded with a torch and maybe a coat hanger the old school way years ago. Shout out to Nick Bowden for giving away my secrets with welding with a coat hanger. So this side over here will show I have a profile gauge, which is it's really just a whole bunch of pins that you can slide up and down to match a profile. Then I can take it to the other side and try to match it the same way. So this here, I've already done this. It's good and tight to this profile. But if we go around to the other side, I'm going to switch hands just 1 second. If I put this up to the other side, you can see the gap underneath. That's how much is sucked down. It's kind of hard to see, but anyways, take my word for it. It's, at the very end towards the seam, there's probably a 1 inch space, and that's touching on the other side. So, like I said, by looking at it, when I went to do the estimate, that is in fact down. It would have took, like I said before, probably 3 inches of body fill to level that off the same as the other side. So the center had to come out so we can build it proper. It's a shame, it's terrible, but that is the roof piece. And which I said before, this has to be crowned with the English wheel. I have to stretch it to get the contour, to get the shape, front and back. It's almost like a, I don't know, like a dome shape, I guess, in a way. But also, I may have to do some playing around. I'll see if you guys can see this. I don't know if you can or not, but if I pull this up to where it should be, no, it's hard to see. You almost have to take my word for it, but if I pull that up, that moves the whole upper structure all the way around. It flexes in all different ways. It pulls this side down. Yeah, it's so hard for you guys to see. But anyways, take my word for it. That moves the whole thing. So anyways, what I might have to do is when I pull this up, this corner is down anyways. I'm going to have to make a relief cut to bring this up, bring this corner to where it should be, weld it back together, and rework the whole opening all the way around before I start making the roof panel. Anyway, I ain't scared. So, yeah. So I don't have enough sheet metal today, so that will have to wait. I may shape this a little bit today, but something I can work on is this front panel. Again, it was welded, I'd say way too fast, way too hot. And it is terribly warped. I'm debating, I don't know if I should cut it out, and I should probably make a whole new panel because that has to come out down below, this one. And this whole section's kind of dickered, so I might cut it out. It might save time in the long run. Anyway, I guess you guys will find out as this video goes on. Thanks for watching. Alright, so I have the patch fabricated for this side. I didn't film it because it would just be a repeat of yesterday. To be honest, I don't have space on my phone. Every time I film something and throw it out for you guys, I have to delete it because I don't have space. Anyways, hopefully an action cam of some sort in the near future. So anyways, out with the old, in with the new. So pretty much a repeat of yesterday, like I said earlier. I wasn't going to film too much of it. It's just pretty much same thing, not as bad. But anyways, I'm happy with that. We're good to go. Okay. And that little bit, I got it perfect the first try. I should buy a lottery ticket, I guess. So I can tell, I should be able to tell from the front, that's a huge difference right there. That's, both sides match for sure. That's something I had to do. I think a lot of the problem was, come to find out, is this weld section here, which is definitely old school because they use lead filler. You can see the lead. Anyways, I had to work that a little bit, bring it down, which brought this up, along with the relief cut. So where I zip through, you can see how much of a gap there is that opened up to get that back into place. Anyways, moving in the right direction. So that should be good. Let's we'll head to the other side. Now this should match up. This side of the roof should match up pretty well exact as the other side over there. And if I get it first crack, I'm pretty lucky. Let's see. I think we're pretty close. I would say we're good. Just like that. Look at that. The teacher said I wouldn't become anything. Now I'm building hot rods and I got like 2 followers. Take that. I ain't need none education. I are a hot rod builder. Alright, we made the executive decision to replace this panel. It's just way too much work to get it straight. It's beyond screwed. Yeah, it'd be quicker to replace it. Something like this, I'd have to cave and pave with body fill, and I'm not into that. Like I said before, I want this car to be straight. Maximum skim coat of body fill to get stuff straightened out, which it will need and worked over spots. But I just don't want it to be filled with filler, something that would crack down the road, and I want this guy to have a very high quality steel body 32 Chev coupe. So what I did was I painted all this with black spray paint, and all I used was my homemade block, something that I swear by. I use this quite a bit. I made this a few builds ago, and I use it a lot. I should be manufacturing these and selling them. So anyways, I kept it flat, went over top, and you can see every low spot is still dark in color with paint. Every high spot is shiny. bare metal. The whole panel is screwed, so. Anyways, off it comes. We're gonna build a new one. I just realized something I forgot to mention was it has to come out anyway. See how far in that is compared to the door? That gap? You can throw a live cat through that. So while I'm making a new panel, I'll bring that back out, get the door gaps correct, and yeah, give it that show car quality finish. Back at her. So I got our patch cut out. I got the edge. I made the edge on the brake, the sheet metal brake. The one I had in the film, it's it's pretty good. I have to mention, my brother actually made that sheet metal brake. Works great. Box and pan brake, super heavy duty. Anyways, so when I put this up, that door is not straight. You can see the curve that door has all the way down the whole thing. So that's something that we're gonna have to get. Now somebody in the past on that on the old patch made relief cuts. I'm gonna try to do this with one hand, but to get the curve, they put all those cuts in there and they're able to bend it to what they needed. But it's I mean, that can get the backyard guy by until for inspection or whatever, but we're going to do something different. We're going to use the shrinker stretcher, which we'll head over. So the shrinker. And what this does is every time I crank that down, there's little jaws in there. They connect and pull the sheet metal together. They bunch it up. It actually moves the sheet metal. The stretcher, same idea, but the opposite direction. When that comes down, it pulls it apart, which stretches. So we're gonna have to shrink that whole edge to get the curve. Basic tools, Princess Auto. I shouldn't be saying Princess Auto, the bastards ain't paying me for this, so. Anyway, we'll say it's powerful like a fist. You guys, some of you guys will get that. Get at her. That's one pass, and I hope you can see that. How much of a curve that put in, just by shrinking that edge. We're gonna try something else here. Try that. That's one pass, and that's really close. I know the bottom part of the door has a bit more of a curve to it, and we'll have to do another pass and maybe one more after that, but that's how well that works. Now you know. For that, it's much gooder. I didn't film the process. You guys saw most of this the other day. I used the friggin' mosquito. So it's got a bit of a contour right here that comes down to about here. You can see the marks. I use the English wheel to put a little bit of a stretch in it. So now it follows perfect. You can kind of see it in the, yeah, it follows the door way better. You know, like I said, in the bottom, that gap before was, I don't know, it wasn't up to my standards, I guess. Hey, there's people out there doing stuff that's way better than this, and this isn't up to their standards, but this is about the best I can do, I think. Anyway, that's way better. It's I'll get that welded up. I'm gonna go inside and see what Miss Penny got for cook for supper, or dinner, I guess, for the Americans. Yeah, I'll see if I can get out tonight to continue a bit of this. Much gooder. And that's another one checked off the list. I'm glad I replaced the whole thing. I mean, in the long run, it's going to, it'll save a lot of time, bodywork wise. Well, I mean, even if I tried to repair the other one, it would take much longer than what it did to replace that one, so. Yeah, it lines up really good with the door. On to the next. On to the passenger side. This one's not nearly as bad, like I stated before. What I'll do is I'll take this patch out, replace the bottom, fix the gap. It's the same idea as the other side, just a pretty large gap, just the way it was built. I'll use the shrinker again to get that edge nice and perfect. This patch I'll hack out, replace it, and there's some heat warpage up here. I'll work that once I get that patch welded in and try to make it match the other side. Anyways, I won't document this one at all. It's the same idea as what I just did. Same tools, opposite side, not as bad. Anyways, I'll see if I can put a video together tonight and get some storage back in my phone. It's telling me that I'm running out of storage. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see if I can keep pumping these out for the 2 followers out there. You guys are great. Cut.